Hey guys, we're going to be changing some spark plugs. It's on a 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe with the 2-liter turbo. So just to start, we're going to go ahead and get this engine cover. I had already started, but there's a couple of points here. See, there's one there, just kind of where it attaches. There's one on the other back side here. So you just kind of pull up on it, and it all comes up. So you got 4 points there. One, two, these little balls here. Then we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to set this aside. Right up top here, so these are the coils for each spark plugs. So you'll get probably going to be a 10 millimeter. You're going to take this out. This is going to just slide out, and the spark plug will be right beneath it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to at least start with one, maybe do two at a time, and get to the spark plug. Then we'll need a special wrench, a key, a socket for to get down there and get the spark plugs. Okay, so I did the first one here. So very easy. There's barely any tension on these. All it does is hold down this coil, and so basically you can just pull it up, pops up. So this is your coil. So this is what gives the power, the ignition to each spark plug. And then down there, way deep down there, there's a spark plug. So now basically what we'll need, so you're gonna need a special socket. So there's a hole in there. So basically the spark plug will, the top of the spark plug, if you look at this here, it'll go inside the socket. There's a little rubber that holds it in, and then you can just kind of take it out. So you'll have to get in there, get in. There you go. So you kind of like just put a little bit of pressure until you feel that it kind of clips in there, and then you could just start loosening it. I'm going to do it because I'm going to use two hands just to be sure. I don't want to crack anything. And then once you take it out, take the other plug, you put it in the socket, and you can tighten it up. There you go. So I got the plug unseated from in there, so it shouldn't be too much longer. I should be able to get it out. And because it's kind of like clipped into the socket, you'll be able to just pull it up once it's done. Once it's out of its threads. Not yet. There it is. That's it's pretty old. I do have just over 70,000 kilometers, which is when it's recommended to change. So they were due. I should be getting some nice fuel economy increase a little bit, and just get a little bit better performance. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take this plug out of here. Put the new one in basically the same way, put it back in the hole, and tighten it up. Once you tighten it, there are some specs. I don't know, I'll leave them in the comments below. I'll have to double check that, but you can either torque it or you tighten it just enough. There's like a little crush washer. So this washer right at the bottom, at the base of the, right here. Oh, hold on. Basically a crush washer. So once you get to the end and you give it a nice a firm turn, you'll feel it kind of seat itself, and that's when you know you've done enough. So we'll do that 4 more times right on top. 2, 3, and 4. This one here, you had to take off this cover. I think it's for the fuel pump. It's a little cover up top here. You just gotta pull it off, and it gives you access to that one. But pretty much all the same thing. So once you take this out, you put the coil back over, and you will tighten it up. So I got the plug back in there, tightened up. Can't really see anything. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to just grab this coil, put it back in here, There's no real direction, just kind of push it in. It'll clip up on top of the plug. You're gonna put the screw back in here, tighten it up. Like I said, do the same for the rest, and should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so I'm pretty much done just putting in the last one. The last one here on all the way on the right was a little bit hard to get the coil out, but just try different angles. It came out. I didn't have to unplug anything. What I do suggest, I recommend, is when you're putting the plugs back in, just take the extension with your key and the spark plug and just tighten it up by hand. It goes in super easy by hand, just to prevent, because if you cross thread with the wrench, it's going to be a lot harder to see, and then you'll cause more problems than anything else. So just kind of tighten it up by hand. Once you get near the end, put the wrench back on, and then you can tighten it up real good. So once all the coils are back on, you put your 10 millimeter bolt back on. Put your engine cover back on to make sure you line up with those 4 points. Snap it in, and you're good to go.